Hey guys, Jack Scalfani here, and it is time to do it again. All right, some of you may not remember, but Chef Antonio was my savior over at the YouTube facility. What happened was, I was cooking on the little can of coffee. My fire is going out. I'm gonna be totally honest with you because I didn't tell you guys the honest truth, but he comes over and goes, "Looks like you got a fire problem there." He goes, "Hold on a minute," and he brings me one of those little, what are they called?
Sternos.
Yeah, the sternos. And he just takes the sterno and goes whoosh, and the thing goes whoosh. He goes, "There you go. Now you can cook your chicken." You remember?
No, yeah, oh yeah, that was great. I mean, I walk by and I look at Jack, who has this little Mayman burner, and it was just not happening. It was just not happening. So I was like, I can fix that up. I mean,
and 21 years experience.
21 years in cooking, yeah.
Wow. So he saved my life because that chicken was not going anywhere without him. So today, what are we doing?
Well, today we're gonna do a lazy man's version of the chicken mole, which everybody loves around the world. And this is not a dish that is spicy or too sweet. I like to keep it in the medium range, just for everybody to enjoy. Well, what we have here is a medium-sized chicken. Young chicken is best. I love it. It's just more moist and tender. We also have a red bell pepper, a little green bell pepper. I like color and contrast on my food, so I always choose different colors. We have an onion. This is a brown onion, but you can use a white, red. It doesn't matter as long as you have an onion and onion flavor on it, you'll be good. We have a head of cloves. We're not going to use them all unless you love garlic and then knock yourself out. And then we have a stalk of celery. We have a little bit of the laziest man advance here, which will be the stock, or little chicken stock. We also have a red chili sauce, which we're going to use on it. And we're going to use a little can of mole sauce. If we were going to use this from scratch, we'd literally be looking at probably about 50 ingredients. We're not going to do that because that's not how Jack rolls. And since we're in Jack's show, we're going to do it Jack's way. And so here alone, we're saving probably about 20 ingredients. And here we're saving another 10 ingredients. And here we have another at least 5 ingredients with a mirepoix. And
Okay, so now I may have shown this before in a video with somebody else, but you can never show how to cut a chicken enough to people. So would you do me a favor and show us the easiest way to get this bad boy in pieces?
Of course. First of all, we're going to take some of these things that normally come inside a chicken, which is the liver. Some people use it. I normally like to throw it on my stock. That's when I do stock from scratch. And one of the things I like to take off and throw on my stock as well is this little piece of fat here, which is all flavor. Keep your hands away from the knife if you're not a professional. You go right in between the breast and the leg. You do an incision, and you do it once again on the other side. Always be careful with your thumb. And then you kind of bend the back a little bit, and it'll give you exactly the split up where you're going to. Right here, there is a bone that you want to go underneath. And right here, once again, there's another bone. You're going to split that up. When I'm cooking chicken quarter, especially the legs, I like to do an incision right above the elbow, I would call, in both sides. And what's going to happen here is going to allow the heat to actually transfer in, because most of the time when you're cooking chicken, you dry it off because this is hard to cook. So by having this in, it's going to cook nice and evenly, and it's going to cook much faster. On that, to split up the breast, you go on the top part or the back part. In restaurants, we don't use the backbone unless it's for stock, but we don't know the rib cage. So we take that off. And then to split the breast, just come right on it. So now you have your white meat and your dark meat nicely cut up. Once again, some people like to split up the wings. I like to leave them on sometimes. Today I'm going to take them off so you guys know how it's done. Just going to go right behind it, and you have a wing. And you have another wing. So that's your chicken already cut up. All of this reminder here, which is the little bone, the little fatty things, whatever you come off with, you can always throw in a little pot of stock, and it's going to give you a nice, flavorful thing. Okay, so one of the first things we're going to do once we have the chicken already cut up, we're going to add a little bit of oil. I don't like to use a lot of oil in my cooking just because I'm fat enough already, and And I guess I don't need no more greasy things, but that's how we're gonna set up our chicken. Usually I place the smaller parts of the chicken in the middle of the pan, and it's just because the heat takes longer to reach the center part. And then what's gonna make this delicious and is gonna take it to another level is gonna be bam, right? Bam. That's how.
Bam!
You know what I mean? The best. This is Jack's seasoning, which I tried before, and you know what? If you want to take your holidays to the next level, or any one of those little dinner parties you have at home, this is it, baby. Chef secret. So we're just gonna sprinkle this nicely, and then one of the things I love to do is cracked pepper. You know, cracked pepper. How can you go wrong with the cracked pepper? Okay, so now that we have isley pepper, we're ready to go in the oven. So now what we're gonna do is, now that we season everything, we're gonna put it in the oven for 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes. Check them. It depends on the size of the chicken, the size of the breast. Chickens vary anywhere from 2.5 pounds up to 7, 8 pounds. So it depends what you get. That's how long you're gonna need it to be in the oven. Chicken is normally cooked at 165. So if you have a thermometer, well, maybe not one of these fancy ones, but if you have one of those at home, feel free to use it. You have to reach 165 in the thickest part of the breast. Pulling, usually I put little parts out first because they tend to overcook quickly. So on the breast at least you want to reach up to 165 degrees. Anything under that is undercooked. Anything over that is too done. So we want it in the oven.
You're good. All right. Toss it in. We're already preheated.
The next step on this dish is going to be a little drop of oil. Once again, be gentle on that. You don't need to have a lot of oil. So we're looking about a tablespoon, maybe 1 teaspoon of garlic. Once again, these recipes are not accurate in measurement, so you're gonna have to use your own judgment in order to get it done right. I do it like this way because I've been doing it for a long time. It's foolproof really, but have the half onion that I diced here. Celery, literally what we're doing here is we're just adding all our vegetables, green bell peppers, nothing less little red bell pepper. We're gonna season it again. Little black pepper. A bit more of Fantastic Jack. Okay, so now we're just gonna give it a quick stir. Right now I have the heat on high, but I always recommend to start everything that you do in medium heat, and it's just because it's safer. And if you forget about it for a little bit, it's not gonna be as bad as if you had it on high heat. Okay, so now the vegetables have been cooking for literally about 5-10 minutes. They are caramelized. We're gonna add some of this sauce. And don't worry about making too much of this sauce, because you can do afterwards, if you have too much, you can always use it for the next day in a little enchiladas. And I'll show you a little later on how that's gonna be done. We're gonna add the enchilada sauce. We're gonna add some of the chicken stock. You can use any chicken stock of your preference, because after all, chicken stock is just basic mirepoix and chicken bones. We're gonna add the mole. Reason why I don't like to use the mole straight up as it is, first of all, it's very pasty, as you're gonna see right now. And even to get it out, you're gonna have to work it. And then you're gonna have to whisk it. A good trick, and this is just because I love sugar, is when I want to make it sweeter, I grab a little bit of Hershey's Kisses.
No way.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, dude. You try it, and it's just amazing. Now we're gonna whisk it up. So yeah, basically we're just gonna break down all the mole chunks in there, get them nice and even. I always, before you put it off the heat, make sure you taste it again for seasoning. More likely it's gonna be fine, but if it needs a little bit more salt or a bit more sweet, if you need salt, because you obviously know what to do, but if you need sweet, little chocolate chip. It's an explosion of flavor in there. Over the chicken. Just make sure you got it nice and.
Oh wow! Look at all the vegetables sitting perfectly right on top, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, this is a beautiful recipe.
Dude.
I've been using it for a while. I do different versions of mole. I do mole negro, mole verde. But this one, it's one that is balanced. It's not super sweet, which some moles tend to be super sweet, almost like dessert.
Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry
And
right
then
now.
some of them tend to be too spicy, which people can verbally eat it. We're gonna place it back in the oven for another few minutes. And that's just for all the flavors to marinate. Thank you, Jack. As you can see, Jack knows where his stuff is in the kitchen. And here he goes. It's nicely cooked.
It's beautiful.
We're gonna place it here.
Gorgeous.
We're gonna grab some of this Mason sauce and you're ready to enjoy. This is
Oh, it's beautiful, dude.
chicken mole and the Lazy's Man version.
Oh wow. It just falls apart.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. Dude. Oh my god. Yeah.
That's
was
it.
So awesome. All right, listen. I'm gonna push for him to get his own channel. Don't worry about it. We're gonna make it happen, okay? We'll see you on the next episode. Thank you, buddy. Give me a hand.
It'll be a pleasure.